Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the daily time frame. Now, if you you can't look at this and not believe that the market is manipulated or someone's in full control of this. I mean, we got these huge wicks to the upside and downside here, and it's closing these thin candle bodies right here on around 96.6, 96.5, 96.6. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, and then still trading about that area, but with bigger swings, bigger candle bodies. Now, what I see forming here. Now, the reason for that is, like I said earlier, is that we had that huge. Let me see if we can move this. Yeah, let's just delete that. There we go. We had this huge capitulation back here down to 91 or whatever on Monday, last Monday. And a little bit earlier, I think it was a little bit earlier than the market had wanted to do it. They had wanted to do it closer to the CPI data. So, but they had to do it then, flush out, get all like that record liquidation. Was that the day that we had the record liquidation? I get it all mixed up, but regardless, I think it was, yeah. Because now so that was the 3rd, right? Yeah, now it's a week and a half later. That was it, I'm sure. And so this is what they had to do. They had to just do this. They had to just fill in this time here and take us sideways for the move. Big move. And we get these numbers here, and the numbers aren't really important because, as you can tell, if the numbers were important, we wouldn't be staying here. We'd be dumping more. Now, a lot of stuff's been priced in already. I also mentioned that while the traditional markets, S&P and all that other stuff, have been uncorrelated with Bitcoin over the past a week or two, where they've been going up, and Bitcoin's been going down or staying steady. And actually, it's probably been a couple weeks since since about here, since this month, the month of February. So you can see Bitcoin has had, since the month of February, let's just go down to that region, about 8% drop. Let's take a look at the S&P. Let's see if I'm right. I'm just, spouting things out of my ass here. And, here since February. The S&P is actually up 2.5%. Bitcoin's down 8%, and S&P is up 2%. So we've been way uncorrelated from the traditional markets here. We don't have pre-market yet, do we? I want to see what Coinbase is going to do. Coinbase had some great earnings. Oh, okay, what the hell? It's down $3, and come on. Coinbase had fantastic earnings. I know it pumped a lot prior, I mean, we went up. I don't know, I think it was like 12% or something, wasn't it? 8. We finished like 8% up yesterday, anticipating the earnings, but the earnings were hot. I mean, we like it was like 120% revenue. Revenue was like 120%, and income. Wait, again, I'm confused. Anyway, it was up a lot. Well, here we can just look. There we go. Earnings. Okay, that's what I was trying to say. Earnings are up 120%, and revenue was up 23% from the estimates. So huge. But guess it's not huge enough. Anyway, let's get back to Bitcoin. I also want to say something about the altcoin market. So, yeah, if you get bored, stick around. Well, why don't I just. Why don't I just say it right now? I will talk about the altcoin market right now because let's go to something like AVAX. I mean, come on, people. You zoom out here on AVAX. I might have to go to a weekly. Now, these are very rudimentary. Let me go to a weekly. Well, what does this cover? This covers 2024. We have these parallel, very basic parallel channels here. Let's go to a weekly first of all, so we can kind of zoom out and see what I'm talking about. These very basic parallel channels here that are depicting the overall price action of AVAX since 2020. And you can see AVAX is traveling upwards in those twin channels right there, but also downwards. It's 2021, downwards in this channel. And what are we doing? We're coming into a symmetric triangle formation right here. And you can see we're holding the bottom channel as support and the downward sloping channel as resistance. Trying to break it right here. Couldn't break it. And so we're just oscillating within the symmetric triangle. We're going to come back up here again. And right now we're coming back up. Breakout is imminent, folks. Okay. So we're going to come back up here to over the next, over the next month, back up here, and maybe even faster to about 44. And we're at 26 now. So now's a good time to get into these altcoins. So we're going to come up here to about 44. And I'm not sure if we're going to get this rally right now. If we do, we could come up. What I think is going to happen, looking at this chart, is that we do break this symmetrical triangle. Come up here, maybe we just come up to this previous high of March. Okay? And so if you want to see what I'm thinking, let's draw a trend line parallel to this channel. Something like that. Bring it down here. And where March meets that, where our previous high meets that, end of March. I think end of March we could break out of this symmetrical triangle pattern come up to the previous March high of about 66, but then we come back down and retest that. So instead of coming all the way back down here like we did, we come back down, retest it. So we come up here. You know, maybe we even break that. Maybe this rally continues. I don't know. See, it's starting off late. Later than I expected. So maybe this rally continues into June. That could make sense. And we get a double top, say, on that. Or maybe a little bit higher. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit higher, like Bitcoin just did. And then we come back down into August, September. And then we bounce off of here and get one more rally into the end of the year. Let's see where that puts us. So maybe into November, we could get back up to 66, maybe have a triple top or even further. I don't know. We'll have to see how the I think we're going to get a really significant rally at the end of the year because everything's going to be all the regulation and all of the ETFs and the Bitcoin Reserve, all that stuff is going to come to fruition in the next 6 months or so. And we're going to get a nice rally into the end of the year. So whether you're holding long term and you're waiting for the altcoin rally, you got to wait another 7-8 months maybe. But I think that will be coming. And if you're trading, probably want to go long here pretty soon. But this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a crazy triangle guy. Okay? Keep that in mind. I'm a crazy triangle guy. So, when you have to go to your dad and ask him for money later on, go, Dad, I'm broke. I lost all my money. I was trading crypto, and it was a sure thing, man. It was a sure thing. I was doing what this guy told me to do, and it didn't work out. Unless your dad would be like, "What are you talking about, son? You had $60,000. Where did it all go?" Like I told you, Dad, I was listening to these guys on YouTube, and it seemed so sure. And they're like, "What guys?" It's like, well, this one guy. What one guy? He's the crazy triangle guy, Dad. Dad be like, "What the F, son? You lost all your money because of the crazy triangle guy? What the?" So, keep all this stuff in mind. Not just the crazy triangle guy, but the other guy, all those other people. And you know what? All these guys, they all jump on the same narrative, and it's fed to them through Twitter, X, whatever, and various social media outlets. And yeah, and it flips and it flops week to week. So just take everything with a grain of salt. Don't get over leveraged. Just chill. Or people get into the weeds too much sometimes. Anyway, so that's what's going on with the altcoin market. Okay, let's just look at the market in general. I haven't really done this in a while. But yeah, same difference right here. You can see we wicked down to here. Now we're bouncing back up. We're just traveling upwards in this channel. Traveling upwards here. Go to the top of the channel, down to the bottom of the channel, come to the top of the channel. We are on a weekly time frame here. But this is, okay, so this is just 2024 right here. Come up here to this channel and come back down, come back up to the top of this channel, come back down here. So, yeah, I had been looking for this. Had been looking for us to start the parabolic bull rally now, but I think that's going to be extended out to out sometime later here at the end of the year. And where does it take us for this market? Yeah, about 5 trillion. Does that make sense? Maybe not that much. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe we only come to here. I don't know. I haven't done the math on all this stuff yet. So, what Bitcoin dominance comes down to, what, 40%, say? So then we have to think of Ethereum too. So maybe altcoins could equal Bitcoin dominance and the rest go to Ethereum. I don't know. But I mean, we're going to be way up here somewhere. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit off track here. Let's go back to Bitcoin now. We want to get off the weekly. We want to go to daily time frame. Because what I see forming here, potentially. So what the market's waiting for, the market's been waiting for this data. CPI data, PPI data, the inflation numbers from, I get all this stuff mixed up. When did the inflation numbers come out? Was it this week? Or was it, oh yeah, it was last week, right? Last week we had the inflation, not the inflation, the employment numbers. Yeah, those came on Friday. And that still was after that dump. Yeah, so those are the numbers we were waiting for. On Friday, we got those numbers. That's why we're just going sideways. But we didn't just need those numbers. We need CPI data numbers. And we may as well get the PPI and import and retail sales. I think retail sales is the last nail in the coffin here, which is a bad analogy. But the last thing we're waiting for, the last thing we're waiting for before we can make a legitimate move. And it's just a matter of routine. It's just a matter of whatever. I don't know. So we have been heading downwards over the past few hours. We got about an hour and a half till those numbers come out. Now, I think, the numbers aren't really they don't really matter because retail sales in January, what are they? They're going to be down. And I mean, it's expected that they're negative 0.2 or whatever. Here we have retail sales, negative 0.2%, which makes sense because everybody spent all their money in Christmas, October, November, December, probably buying shit at the last minute in December, which is why it was 0.4%. And January, they're returning everything and paying their credit cards back. So it should be negative. and that shouldn't be a surprise. We'll just see how much negative it is. If it's positive, that would be crazy. That would be good news. And I don't know what good news would do to the market. So, while we're here on my browser, let's look at the liquidation heat map. Refresh this. This is on a 48-hour time frame. So what could we do? We could come down and get this down to about 94.6 maybe. Uh, Prior to pumping, we're gonna pump, I believe. If we don't pump, then we are going down to 88. And if we go down to 88, we're going down to 72 eventually. We'll probably, if we go down to 88 and get that liquidity down there, I think we're probably just going to stay down there and fill in the big space between 72 and 88 on the volume profile thing. So that's why we're probably not going to go down there. I mean, if we do, yeah, it's just, I mean, it'll be like last year. This is just going to drag out and it's going to, I mean, eventually it will lead to a rally in the later half of the year and give all the states and whoever wants to get into Bitcoin probably a good opportunity. But I don't know. It would not be good for us to go down there, I don't think. Well, not for the next few months. I mean, the short term. Sure, make for something different than what I'm expecting. So, anyway, let's look at the real immediate time frame here. Huh. So we could come, maybe we just come down and grab this. Down to 95.7. 95.7, 94.6, somewhere down there. I think we'll get a wick down to that area. Um, upon the news or upon the market open, whichever. And if we go to market futures here too, you can see they're a little bit slightly in the red. So, but like I said, Bitcoin in the market's been uncorrelated. So Bitcoin is down 8% for the month of February, while the regular markets are up 2.5%. So Bitcoin can see a 10% rally right now and still be even with just to be even with the markets for the month of February. So keep that in mind. Now here we are back and looking at the charts on the daily time frame, and our candle's getting littler and littler and littler. It was up here, but so what I do see us forming here is a sliding pickle sandwich formation, where you have a big pickle and a little bit of some sort of a veggie patty that's colored with red food coloring to make it look like meat. And then you have the other pickle sliding up this way. That's why it's a sliding pickle sandwich. And it slides up as the same distance as this part here. So it slide up to like around maybe 99. Just shy of 99 probably. Maybe just up to the above the mean band of the Gaussian channel, which is represented by this pink dashed line right here. Now, what have we been doing back here? That reminds me. So we've been coming down in this red channel right here with the thin lines. The thin line right here for the top, thin line right here for the bottom, the dashed center line right there. And if we go to an hourly time frame, We've been attempting to hold various lines for support. They're really just oscillating within this channel for a long time now. You can see that we came up here, tried to, well, this is on last Friday. This is the last time we were up in the above this white trend line, which is the bottom of the most important channel in Bitcoin history. So we've fallen below that right now, which is, I don't want to say it's not good, but we're just below it. We need to get back up into it. And this is where we saw the rejection of this trend line, which is the upper part of a symmetric triangle from way back when. But anyway, it's a trend line now that we're trying to get above and hold as support once again. We're also trying to get out of this red channel that we're traveling downwards in, and you can see we're getting rejected currently from the top of that channel. And over the past few days, we've briefly broken above it for these fake outs. These have been fake outs to make you think, to lure people in, lure longs in, do the same thing down to the other side to lure shorts in, whatever. We've come up here, got rejected off of this trend line, then we broke through the trend line, and currently getting rejected off of the top of the red channel. We've come up and gotten resistance at the that blue line is the 55-week exponent 55 I'm sorry, the 55-day exponential moving average. So you can see that we even got rejected from the mean band of the Gaussian channel right there. Held this part as support, held the red line as support, came up above the mean band of the Gaussian channel for a fake out on the hourly time frame, that is. But then closed below it right there on the 8-hour. I'm sorry, on the 4-hour to start a new 4-hour candle just below the mean band of the Gaussian channel. So that's how they do this stuff here. But you can see then that we held the 21 day exponential moving average. I'm sorry, that's the 55 day exponential moving average in blue. We held that on the 4-hour for one candle, but then lost it. Lost it right there. So anyway, those are the games that are all being played. They're just effing with us. And so here we are. So where do we come down to? Those numbers I said before, 95 something. Oh, we also got this 94,750, which is pretty significant support level right there. We just wicked through it this one time right here. So hopefully we want to hold that. So could we come down this far? Maybe just to the center line right here. Let me go back and see what that was. Yes, that liquidity there is 95.7 to 95.9 would get rid of all that yellow. And if we wanted to, let's see, 95. Huh. I don't really see a line that would get us Hell, maybe we just come all the way down to the center line here. That would be overshooting it a little bit, but maybe that's just what we do. Otherwise, we could come all the way down to the bottom. That would get, I think it was around 94.6, 94.7, that little bit longer term leverage. Anyway, so we are coming down, heading into the numbers. That's good. That's what we want to do. And then we see the bounce. We get the sliding pickle sandwich formation on the daily time frame. And what I would like to see, wow, look at it, it's just barely green right now. We're barely even, 96.666, which is lucky, I guess, lucky in Chinese, but not so lucky in Cantonese. I don't know. That's just what I read somewhere. So say we close right up around, close, right above the mean band of the daily Gaussian channel. What I then think is going to happen. Also, what I forgot is that we are below this purple, lavender, whatever trend line, which connects the tops from the previous 2021 highs, the March and the November highs from 2021. And so we are below that right now. And that's another one of the lines, trend lines that we've been bouncing off if you look on an hourly time frame. Trying to hold it as support and acting as resistance and support all along in here this whole past week or so. Currently below it. I do believe we are above or right around the point of control on the. I don't want to bring that. Well, let's do it. It's just a mess because I have so many lines. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, the trading parrot talks a lot about the point of control on the volume profile. And I like the trading parrot. Although he's too zoomed in for me. But so I mean everything's constantly changing, bullish and bearish and bullish and bearish all the time. And because the leverage positions change all the time, changing constantly. So, by the time you listen to somebody talking about that stuff, then it's already all changed. So it's not valid anymore. Anyway, so sliding pickle sandwich gets us up to above the mean band of the Gaussian channel. And what I would like to see is a weekend rally, forming a gap on the CME that once again never gets filled. Remember, we are below. We've been uncorrelated with the traditional markets. To catch up to them, we'd have to go up about 10%, which is up around 106, our previous all-time high. So, very doable here over the weekend. And let's take a look here at CME futures. Currently, futures is not trading at much of a premium to spot. Only about 120, which usually isn't very bullish. Looks like the altcoin market's coming back up, so that's good. And what we want to do is see if CME futures last year, what time they were open. Of course, we don't know when President's Day was last year. But oh, maybe it was right here. You know what? I think like we just had this recent Martin Luther King holiday. I think the market will probably be trading Sunday night, but then it whatever it's called registers. It what's the word I'm looking for? The transactions show up on Tuesday, but I think it does close on. I mean, it does trade Monday for uh, what's the word? Finalization, whatever, for confirmation on the next day. Oh, I forgot about these guys. The 21. What are those? 21 week. That's right. We got the 21 week um, EMA and SMA there in pink and blue. Got the 55 EMA. It's hard to remember all these things. 55 daily EMA. So the only ones that are on the weekly that I have here are the 21 E and S. And then I have the 100-day moving average, the 200-day moving average, and the 55 uh, EMA moving average. And so we go back to we're on futures right now. So okay, so that's another thing. See, the futures is holding the 55 day EMA right there. It has been. Not so much on spot. We are just below it. It's acting as resistance for us. And then what I do want to note is that the right here, the 20, if we did ever come down to the 21 weekly, EMA is in the pinkish color there, and the SMA is the bluish color. Those are both right around 88,000, that $89,000 target. So that is in play, I guess. And then down here, we have the 200-day moving average at 79,700. So almost 80,000. Just in case you were wondering. No, I don't think we're coming down there. And so, sliding pickle sandwich gets us back above the mean band of the Gaussian channel. Could we come all the way up? I don't know if we can come all the way up back into the most important channel in Bitcoin history, which is right here around it's just under 100,000. But I think we can get back up somewhere between 98.7 and 100,000 today. And then Saturday and Sunday continue upwards. Continue upwards up to top of the Gaussian channel, even perhaps. Now, traditional markets don't open up till Tuesday. So we have till Tuesday to do that. And I believe that it will happen. And that this is the start of our explosion upwards over the course of the next few weeks. So I don't know where we're going to go, how high we're going to go, but we are going to go up there. Oh, just for reference, let's see where the top of the most important channel in Bitcoin history is currently. So we did come up there Tuesday. Yeah, it's sitting up around 115, 116. All right, so I guess it's time to end there. See you next time.